Welcome back. In this module, we discuss transportation problems, initial basic feasible solution. The objectives of this module are to understand the concept and use of transportation problem, to study the relation between LPP and transportation problem, to learn the various methods of finding an initial basic feasible solution of a transportation problem. When the resources to be allocated are scarce, a well planned allocation is necessary for a decision maker to attain the optimal utility. This class of problems is termed allocation problems. The entire set of allocation problems is a special case of LP problems discussed earlier. The set of allocation problems is divided into transportation problems and assignment problems. Assignment problem is a special case of transportation problem. Transportation problem is a problem of minimizing the cost to transport goods from a number of points of origins with limited resources, for example factories, to destinations with specified demands, for example retail shop. These type of problems are dealt in this module. Transportation problem. Transportation problem, in short TP, is one of the subclasses of LPPs in which the objective is to transport various amounts of a single homogeneous commodity that are initially stored at various origins to different destinations in such a way that the total transportation cost is a minimum. Although the name of the problem is derived from transport to which it was first applied, the problem can also be used for machine allocation, plant allocation, product mix problem and many others, so that the problem is not confined to transportation or distribution. General transportation problem. The general transportation problem can be described as follows. Suppose that the M factories or plants located in M places OI for I equal to 1, 2, etc. M called the origins or sources produce the non-negative quantities A I for I equal to 1, 2, etc. M of a product and the non-negative quantities B j for j equal to 1, 2, etc. N of the same product are required at other n places D j for j equal to 1, 2, etc. N called the destinations, such that the total quantity produced is equal to the total quantity required. That is, summation over I from 1 to m A I equal to summation over j from 1 to n B j. Let it be equation number 1. Also suppose that C I j is the cost of transportation of a unit from the ith origin to the jth destination. Then the problem is to determine x I j, the quantity transported from the ith origin to the jth destination in such a way that the total transportation cost summation over I from 1 to m summation over j from 1 to n C I j x I j is minimized. Mathematical formulation of a transportation problem. Mathematically, the transportation problem as described above can be stated as follows. Find x I j for I equal to 1, 2, etc. m, j equal to 1, 2, etc. n, for which the total transportation cost summation over I from 1 to m summation over j from 1 to n C I j x I j denoted by 2 is minimized subject to the constraints summation over j from 1 to n x I j equal to A I for I equal to 1, 2, etc. m, summation over I from 1 to m x I j equal to B j for j equal to 1, 2, etc. n, summation over I from 1 to m A I equal to summation over j from 1 to n B j, where x I j greater than or equal to 0 for all I equal to 1, 2, etc. m, j equal to 1, 2, etc. n. Let it denoted by 3. Remark 1. By requiring strict inequalities A I greater than 0 and B j greater than 0, we are not restricting anything. Since all x I j greater than or equal to 0, it follows that each A I greater than or equal to 0 and B j greater than or equal to 0. Moreover, any A k equal to 0 implies x k j equal to 0 and thus can be eliminated from the problem. Remark 2. A necessary and sufficient condition for the existence of a feasible solution to the general transportation problem is that summation over I from 1 to m A I equal to summation over j from 1 to n B j. The transportation table. Since the transportation problem is just a special case of general LPP, the application of simplest method would give an optimum solution to the problem. For finding optimum solution of transportation problems, simplex-like method has been developed. Whenever it is possible to place the given LPP in the transportation framework, it is far simpler to solve it by transportation method than by simplex method. Instead of usual simplex table, the major computational vehicle in this method is a different sort of table called transportation table. A specimen of the transportation table for M origin n destination transportation problem is given here. The Mn large squares are called the cells. The per unit cost Cij of transporting from the ith origin y to the jth destination dj is displayed in the lower right position of the ijth cell. Any feasible solution to the transportation problem is displayed in the table by entering the value of xij in the small square at the upper left position of the ijth cell. The various origin capacities are listed in the outer part of the rightmost column and destination requirement are listed in the outer part of the bottom row respectively. These are called rim requirements. Loops in transportation table. Definition: loop. In a transportation table, an ordered set of 4 or more cells is said to form a loop if any two adjacent cells in the ordered set lie either in the same row or in the same column, and any 3 or more adjacent cells in the ordered set do not lie in the same row or the same column. The first cell of the set is considered to follow the last in the set. If we join the cells of a loop by horizontal and vertical segments, we get a closed path satisfying 1 and 2 above. Let us denote by ij the ijth cell of the transportation table. Then it can be seen from the graphical illustration in the figure A and B given below that the set L equal to 3 1, 4 1, 4 4, 1 4, 1 2 and 3 2 forms a loop, while the set L dash equal to 3 2, 3 5, 2 5, 2 4, 2 3, 1 3 and 1 2 does not form a loop, as 3 adjacent cells 2 5, 2 4 and 2 3 lie in the same row in the second row. Initial basic feasible solution. Let us consider a transportation problem Tp involving m origins and n destinations. Since the sum of origin capacities equals the sum of destination requirements, a feasible solution always exists. Any feasible solution satisfying m plus n minus 1 of the m plus n constraints will automatically satisfy the last constraint. This means that one of the m plus n constraints is a redundant one and hence can be deleted. This also means that a feasible solution to a TP can have at the most only m plus n minus 1 strictly positive components, otherwise the solution will degenerate. It is always possible to assign an initial feasible solution to a transportation problem in such a manner that the rim requirements are satisfied. This can be achieved either by inspection or by following some simple rules. The simplest procedures for initial allocation are given below. 1. Northwest corner rule method. 2. Row minima method. 3. Column minima method. 4. Lowest cost entry method or matrix minima method. 5. Vogel's approximation method. Northwest corner rule method. The steps of northwest corner rule method is listed as: step 1. Identify the cell at the northwest corner of the transportation matrix. Step 2. Allocate as many units as possible to that cell without exceeding supply or demand. Then cross out the row or column that is exhausted by this assignment. Step 3. Reduce the amount of corresponding supply or demand which is more by allocated amount. Step 4. Again identify the northwest corner cell of reduced transportation matrix. Step 5. Repeat step 2 and step 3 until the entire rim requirement are satisfied. Example: determine an initial basic feasible solution to the following transportation problem using the northwest corner rule, where OI and DJ represents the ith origin and jth destination respectively. Solution: the transportation table of the given TP has 3 into 4, that is 12 cells. First allocation is made in the northwest corner of the transportation matrix, which is the cell 1 1. The maximum possible allocation at this cell is being x 1 1 equal to minimum of a 1 b 1, that is equal to minimum of 14 6, that is 6 is allocated there, and the value 6 is entered in the upper left hand corner placed in a small square of cell 1 1 in the transportation table. Here requirement of destination D 1 is satisfied, but the capacity of origin O 1 is not completely exhausted. Hence, the first column is crossed out. The stock remains at O 1 is 14 minus 6, that is equal to 8. The second allocation is made in the cell 1 2, which is the northwest corner of the reduced transportation matrix. The maximum possible allocation in this cell is given by x 1 2 equal to minimum of a 1 minus x 1 1 comma b 2, that is equal to minimum of 14 minus 6 comma 10, that is 8. The third allocation is made in the cell 2 2. The magnitude being x 2 2 equal to minimum of a 2 comma b 2 minus x 1 2, that is equal to minimum of 16 comma 10 minus 8, that is equal to 2. The magnitude of the fourth allocation in the cell 2 3 is given by x 2 3 equal to minimum of a 2 minus x 2 2 comma b 3, that is minimum of 16 minus 2 comma 15, that is equal to 14. The fifth allocation is made in the cell 3 3, the magnitude being x 3 3 equal to minimum of a 3 comma b 3 minus x 2 3, that is minimum of 5 comma 15 minus 14, that is equal to 1. The sixth allocation is in the cell 3 4 is given by x 3 4 equal to minimum of a 3 minus x 3 3 comma b 4, that is equal to minimum of 5 minus 1 comma 4, that is equal to 4. Now, all the rim requirements have been satisfied, and hence an initial feasible solution to the transportation problem has been obtained. The solution is displayed in the transportation table given below. The transportation cost according to the above route is given by z equal to x 1 1 into c 1 1 plus x 1 2 into c 1 2 plus x 2 2 into c 2 2 plus x 2 3 into c 2 3 plus x 3 3 into c 3 3 plus x 3 4 into c 3 4, that is equal to 6 into 6 plus 8 into 4 plus 2 into 9 plus 14 into 2 plus 1 into 6 plus 4 into 2, that is equal to 128. Remark 1. The cells which get allocation will be called basic cells. In the above example, basic cells are 1 1, 1 2, 2 2, 2 3, 3 3 and 3 4. Remark 2. The initial basic feasible solution obtained by means of northwest corner rule may be far from optimum, because the costs were completely ignored. Hence, it is to optimize the allocation. Remark 3. In the initial basic feasible solution to the above example, m plus n minus 1 equal to 6, and there are only 6 cells with strictly positive components. Hence, the solution is non-degenerate. Row minima method. The steps of row minima method are as follows. Step 1. Identify the cell with smallest cost in the first row of the transportation matrix. Step 2. Allocate maximum possible units to that cell without exceeding supply or demand, then cross out the row or column that is exhausted by this assignment. Step 3. Reduce the amount of corresponding supply or demand which is more by allocated amount. Step 4. If the supply from the first origin is exhausted, the first row might be crossed. Then move to the second row and identify the cell with minimum cost. Otherwise, select the next minimum cost of the first row for the next allocation. Step 5. Repeat step 2 and step 3 until the entire rim requirement are satisfied. Example 1. Determine an initial basic feasible solution to the following transportation problem using the row minima method. The transportation table of the given transportation problem has 3 into 3, that is 9 cells. Following the row minima method, first of all we search in the first row for a minimum cost and get it as minimum 50, 30, 220, that is equal to 30, and the minimum value 30 is in the cell 1 2. Hence, we made our first allocation in the cell 1 2. The magnitude of the allocation is given by x12 equal to minimum of A1 B2, that is minimum of 1 2, which is 1. This exhausts the availability of origin O1, and thus we cross off the first row from the transportation table. In the resulting table 1 1, where the first row is shown as shaded, since minimum of 90, 45, 170 equal to 45, which occurs in the cell 2 2, we make our next allocation in that cell. The magnitude of allocation is x22 equal to minimum of A2, B2 minus x11, that is equal to minimum of 3, 2 minus 1, which is 1. This satisfies the requirement at destination D2, and thus we cross off the second column from the transportation table, getting table 1 2, where the second column is shown as shaded. In table 1 2, since minimum of 90, 170 equal to 90, the third allocation is made in the cell 2 1. The magnitude is being x21 equal to minimum of A2 minus x22, B1, that is minimum of 3 minus 1, 4, that is 2. This exhausts the availability of origin O2, and thus we cross off the second row from the transportation table and get table 1 3, where the second row is shown as shaded. The next allocation is made in the cell 3 3 of magnitude x33 equal to minimum of A3, B3, that is minimum of 4 2, that is 2. This satisfies the requirement at the destination D3, and thus we cross off the third column from the transportation table and get table 1 4, where the third column is shown as shaded. The last allocation of magnitude x31 equal to 2 is made in the cell 3 1, see table 1 5. Since the basic cells do not form a loop, an initial basic feasible solution has been determined. The solution is displayed in table 1 5. The transportation cost according to this method is given by z equal to 1 into 30 plus 2 into 90 plus 1 into 45 plus 2 into 250 plus 2 into 50, that is 855. Column minima method. The only change in this method with the raw minima method is, instead of starting and continuing allocation in the cells with the minimum cost in each row, here it is to consider columns. The steps are: step 1, identify the cell with smallest cost in the first column of the transportation matrix. Step 2, allocate maximum possible unit to the cell without exceeding supply or demand, then cross out the row or column that is exhausted by this assignment. Step 3, reduce the amount of corresponding supply or demand which is more by allocated amount. Step 4, if the demand by the first destination is exhausted, the first column might be crossed, then move to the second column and identify the cell with minimum cost. Otherwise, select the next minimum cost of the first column for the next allocation. Step 5, repeat step 2 and step 3 until the entire rim requirement are satisfied. Example 2. Determine an initial basic feasible solution to the following transportation problem using the column minima method. Solution. The transportation table of the given transportation problem has 3 into 3, that is 9 cells. Following the column minima method, since minimum of 16, 22, 14, that is 14, the first allocation is made in the cell 3 1. The magnitude of the allocation is given by x31 equal to minimum of 10, 12, that is 10. This exhausts the requirement of destination D1, and thus we cross off the first column from the transportation table. In the resulting table 2 1, since minimum 19, 13, 28 equal to 13, the second allocation is made in the cell 2 2, the magnitude being x22 equal to minimum of 16, 15, that is equal to 15. This satisfies the requirement of destination D2, and thus we cross off the second column from the transportation table, getting table 2 2. In table 2 2, since minimum of 12, 19, 8 equal to 8, the third allocation is made in the cell 3 3, the magnitude being x33 equal to minimum of 12 minus 10, 17, that is 2. This does not exhaust the requirement of destination D3. So, we choose arbitrarily again to make the next allocation in cell 2 3 of magnitude x23 equal to minimum of 16 minus 15, 17 minus 2, that is 1. We then make the last allocation in the cell 1 3 of magnitude x 1 3 equal to minimum of 14, 17 minus 2 minus 1, that is 14. This gives table 2 3. Now, all the rim requirements have been fulfilled and hence an initial feasible solution has been determined. This solution is obtained from the transportation table, table 2 3. The transportation cost according to this route is given by z equal to 14 into 12 plus 15 into 13 plus 1 into 19 plus 10 into 14 plus 2 into 8, that is 538. Matrix minima method. Apart from row minima and column minima methods, in this method first allocation is made in the cell with the minimum cost by considering entire cells of the given transportation matrix. Then the allocations are done in the successive cells of the matrix on the basis of the minimal cost, keeping all the constraints. Vogel's approximation method, VAM or penalty method. The Vogel's approximation method or penalty method takes into account not only the least cost Cij, but also the cost that just exceed Cij. The steps of the method are given below. Step 1. For each row of the transportation table, identify the smallest and the next to smallest cost. Determine the difference between them for each row. Display them alongside the transportation table by enclosing them in parentheses against the respective rows. Similarly, compute the difference for each column. Step 2. Identify the row or column with the largest difference among all the rows and columns. If a tie occurs, use any arbitrary tie breaking choice. Let the greatest difference correspond to ith row and let Cij be the smallest cost in the ith row. Allocate the maximum feasible amount Xij equal to minimum of Ai Bj in the ijth cell and cross off the ith row or jth column in the usual manner. Step 3. Recalculate the column and row differences for the reduced transportation table and go to step 2. Repeat the procedure until all the rim requirements are satisfied. Remark 1. A row or column difference indicates the minimum unit penalty incurred by failing to make an allocation to the smallest cost cell in that row or column. Remark 2. It will be seen later that Vogel's approximation method determines an initial basic feasible solution which is very close to the optimum solution. That is, the number of iterations required to reach the optimum solution is smaller in this case. Hence, it is advised to find the initial basic feasible solution by Vogel's approximation method. Example 3. Obtain an initial basic feasible solution to the following transportation problem using the Vogel's approximation method, where A, B, C and D denote the warehouses, that is origins, and 1, 2, 3 and 4 denotes the stores, that is destinations respectively. Solution. The transportation table of the given TP has 16 cells. The differences between the smallest and next to smallest cost in each row and each column are computed and displayed inside the parenthesis against the respective columns and rows in table 3.1. The largest of these differences is 3 and is allocated with the fourth row of the transportation table. The minimum cost in the fourth row is C for 2 equal to minus 1. Accordingly, we allocate x for 2 equal to minimum of 1925, that is 19 in the cell for 2. This exhausts the availability at warehouse D, cross off the fourth row. The row and column differences are also computed for the resulting reduced transportation table, table 3.2. The largest of these is 2 and is associated with the first row as well as the first and second columns. We select arbitrarily the first row whose minimum cost is C12 equal to 1. Thus, the second allocation of magnitude x12 equal to minimum of 34 6, that is 6 is made in the cell 1 2. Cross off the second column from the table 3 2. The table is as follows. The row and column differences are also computed for table 3 3. The largest difference is 2 corresponds to first column and the smallest element in this column is 3 in the 2-1th cell. The maximum possible allocation in this cell is minimum of 15, 21, that is 15. Hence, the availability at B is exhausted. Then cross off second row. The new table and differences for the remaining rows and columns are as follows. The largest difference is 1 corresponds to third row, first and third columns. We select the second row and allocate in the cell 3-4 having the least element 3. The maximum possible allocation in this cell is minimum of 12, 17, that is 12. Hence, the availability at C is exhausted. Then cross off third row. The new table and differences for the remaining rows and columns are follows. First column is with high difference. So, next allocation is in the 1-1th cell. The maximum possible allocation is minimum of 34 minus 6, 21 minus 15, that is 6. Then cross off the first column. Next allocation can be done in the cell 1-3 or 1-4. Let it be in 1-3. The maximum possible allocation is minimum of 34 minus 12, 17, that is equal to 17. The last allocation is in 1-4 cell. The value of allocation is 5. The transportation matrix after allocation is, the transportation cost according to the above route is given by Z equal to 6 into 5 plus 6 into 1 plus 17 into 3 plus 5 into 3 plus 15 into 3 plus 12 into 3 plus 19 into minus 1, that is 164. The concept of transportation problem is introduced in this module. The association of transportation problem and LPP is established. Some of the application of transportation problem is also discussed. Various methods of finding an initial basic feasible solution to a transportation problem is explained and illustrated through numerical examples. By the end of this module, finding an initial basic feasible solution for a transportation problem is familiarized. Before concluding this module, try to answer the following questions. Determine the initial basic feasible solution to the following transportation problem using northwest corner rule. Determine the initial basic feasible solution to the following transportation problem using the raw minima method. Determine the initial basic feasible solution to the following transportation problem using the following methods. Number 1, least cost method. Number 2, matrix minima method. Number 3, Vogel's approximation method.